Hi, welcome back to another TerranScapes rapid fire critique. Let's just dive right in because I go long on these things. So this is from Fabian, and Fabian included some information about how he made it, and I'm going to share that because I think it's interesting for everybody to see how a piece can be put together and some of the things, materials that he used. So I'm going to skim this. If you want to pause it and read it all, you can. But he made some drawings and sketches to get the design. And then he measured things to make sure they were in scale with the miniatures. Then he cut the elements out of foam. He used 4 layers for the main rocks or the total height of the mine. And he wanted something that looked weathered and blunt, and avoiding that it looks like it was built up but carved directly out of the rock. For the base, he used dye bond, which is something used for sign making. It's lightweight and solid. That's interesting, got dye bond. And added some other elements to it, bits and bones and whatnot. And gave him the chance to use out some GW colors from their technical line, the corrosion and the rust. And that's nice, right? He's got all these different little things so he can try out some of these different paints on it. And then he used some different browns and grays from GW as well as typhus corrosion for the streaks. Okay. And first, this I liked. First big project, pleased with it. And but tons of details not happy about, but it's always the next time to get it right. And that's great advice. I try to take it myself. I'm a little critical. So it's great to have him show me he feels that way, because I need to embrace that a little more myself. So let's jump right in. Let's get that clock going. And let's see if I can keep it to 5 minutes. A lot of practice. All right, first, let's take a quick scroll through. Oh. Okay. Ooh, that's a great photo I want to come back to for a while. So first, since he mentioned the basing material he used, we can see it here. Boy, that's a nice thickness. It looks rigid. I don't see any hint of warping. Of course, there's not a lot of space to warp, so we probably may only see a little here as this would curl up, but big elements like this help to lock that down. So this base looks great. I would maybe sand it down to, a 45, maybe even a little steeper angle, and then you could flock the edges and you won't have that framing unless you like it. But me, I would want to see it blend in a little more, similar to how your tree bases blend in, right? That looks very tied into the table. So that's a quick tip there. The construction of the mine looks nice from here. Oh, the 4 layers of foam. I get it. And what's nice is he was able to work with those layers. Sometimes it's very hard to hide them, but here we have this believability that they were stacked up to build this, right? Big blocks of stone. So that's a nice way to work with the foam when you glue it together, because hiding those seams, because the way the glue changes the density, can be difficult. So nice. And the artillery section is a nice size for these miniatures. I like that. And let's go to the next one here. And I like this door. If I had any wants for improvement, I would try to make it look a little more formal and in regular, because dwarves are so, mechanically oriented, and the door feels a little I don't want to say roughshod because that's not exactly at all what it looks like, but you know what I mean? It's a little rough, like it's been put together by somebody who's not entirely skilled. And I feel like these guys would have some pretty solid skills. And that leads me to this door, and that door is fantastic. I'm like, how'd you do that? Please tell me you bought some things and did that, because if you did that from hand, it's like, oh, that's really good. All right, let's assume that it's been constructed, which I'm going to say probably is based on the other skill implemented in other areas of this display, and probably maybe cut from cardstock and layered, and then I don't know, how did you do this? Maybe like oh God, what the heck? No, you couldn't do it out of that. I don't know. How'd you do that? Those look great. This door is wonderful. This pattern looks really crisp, and the pillar look on the sides looks really nice. So kudos on this door. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Love that. A quick shot of the blocks, and again, if you saw a rapid fire 2 back, I think the foam, this looks like it was used cut from foam, and that texture works very well for the rocks. It's easy to press in indentations, so those look great as well. Like the orc skulls on the sides here. I believe those are orc skulls. And then we have another shot of it from that direction, and then another shot. Oh, okay. I was curious about this door and one of the other photos. So we have another artillery platform on this side. So great, nice. What would I do to improve it? We'll start here, and because you've got that wonderful door, it feels so polished that I think the rock takes away from that. So I'm not going to get into how to make rocks, tons of ways. I have a column or 2 in my Patreon page that talks about making rocks, so you can go over there and check those out. They are publicly viewable, and I have, I think, several tips and tricks on how to do that. But that would be a key area I would target for improvement. And I might take the rocks out a little more. That's my druthers, but maybe a little more overhang on this, and eliminate this little ledge here. I don't know. That's not necessary to do, but I think it's because the way the rocks are rounded, something in here doesn't feel right to my eye. I think it's because these don't come straight down. Right, well, they probably wouldn't undercut. They would stop at some point, and then there would be a flatter edge. I think that's it. I would drop this straight down. I would add maybe some kind of iconography above this archway to help signify we're coming into Dwarfland or whatever. That it's a nice open palette that's really begging for some extra attention. And then you could put something like that on the front here and tie this in as well in sort of iconography with the door, which is just so wonderful. Like all the scattered bits, add some nice interest, and perhaps some of this is, debris from previous assaults, something like that. That works well. And one more thing I liked, and I just want to point it out. He has taken the time to add in some tufts in between this stoneway, and that's very nice. It really helps to tie that into the rest of the piece, and it feels unified, and I like that. So that was another tip I wanted, or nice point I wanted to point out. Oh, one last. This is nice. This doesn't look like much, but adding layers adds visual interest, right? So he's got this staggered inside, and I think that helps a lot as well. So nice. Very nice. Thank you for sharing it with us. I hope somebody learned something from this or can take some inspiration from it. And if you want to leave questions or comments, feel free, leave them down below. And I have more rapid fire critiques coming up. Oh, but I should mention, I do have several columns on Patreon. I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but there's like 25 as of me shooting this here, and they cover all sorts of different aspects. They're all publicly viewable. So jump over there and take a look at some. There'll be a link here, and it's in the description as well down below. And I hope maybe you can find something useful to help you on your own terrain project. So stay tuned. More rapid fire critiques coming up. And you know that I will be back soon with those rapid fire critiques. Hey everyone, I just wanted to, before I drop out of here, show you the new end card here, end slate. Nice, right? But also, more importantly, I wanted to point you out a Kickstarter that is just about ready to end. And I'm sorry for not getting this video out a little bit sooner, but it's by Fire Dragon Games. And they are producing stamped foam sheets with brickwork and rock texture impressed into the foam. Looks great, and it's designed to make it easier for you to build so that you can buy a sheet, not have to go through all that scoring and all that work and texturizing. You can just cut these sheets into walls and put them together and get to the painting part, which is a lot more fun, a lot more quickly. So take a look at their Kickstarter. I'm gonna put a link down below in the description. And because I have been obsessively focusing on trying to get a ton of stuff done for my videos, the end slate is part of that. I got other ideas. It's just been, I've been running hard to get this to this point, and that means I've screwed up and only given you 1 day of notice, maybe less, to get in on this Kickstarter. So apologies to Fire Dragon Games for that. I hope they understand I'm just kind of like an OCD kind of person, and I was trying to get a clean slate, get it, huh? For shooting a bunch of videos, which I'm about to do. So you've got till 4 p.m. on September 7th to check out Fire Dragon Games Kickstarter for their stamped foam sheets. I recommend you take a look at it, and even if you're missing the Kickstarter as it is, or you're way in the future, way in the future, then you should jump over to Fire Dragon Games and see how, check out their Kickstarter, and then also down the road see how that has gone into production, because I know they're working on some new textures, and it seems like something definitely worth following. So thanks for joining me. Stay tuned. I will be back pretty soon with another TerranScapes video.